What gives you your competitive edge? I'm Kate Save. The Inspired CEO starts now. Welcome to The Inspired CEO, where each episode we explore the innovative wellness practices that are driving success and longevity in the modern business world. With over 11 years of experience in the digital industry, my next guest has turned $300 in startup capital into $300 million and has been listed on the AFR Young Rich list for 5 years straight. Alongside his business pursuits, he continually explores ways to optimize human performance. Joining me now is renowned entrepreneur and TV personality, Nick Bell. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks for having me. TV personality, that's a stretch. That is a stretch.
Oh, we've seen you on many shows. So Shark Tank most recently?
Yeah, just Shark Tank and The Apprentice a few years ago. Yeah, but that's definitely not a TV personality, but thank you.
Well, take us through what inspired you to go on this journey. So starting with $300 and tell me about this journey you've been on.
How did I get started?
Yeah.
It probably was in high school when I was selling my school lunch for $1, actually more for $1. I was selling my chicken sandwiches, my apples, basically everything, because I wanted to get to London after high school.
Yes.
And to get to London, I needed obviously tickets, I needed hotels, blah, blah, blah. So I would sell my lunch, I would lease out X-rated videos, I would lease out sports equipment, and over a couple of years, I made about $20,000 to $25,000.
Incredible, in high school?
In high school, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was fasting before it was fashionable. So I would basically have breakfast and then not eat for the rest of the day because I was selling everything. And then after school, I was a bit lost, didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I started a business at age 24.
Yes.
And typical me, very optimistic, I thought I was going to make $1 million in year one.
Yes.
4 years later, I was living in Richmond in a share house making $100 a week.
Right.
Yeah, so it didn't do too well. So either go get a job or I need to do another business or a side hustle. So I started selling digital marketing services from my bedroom.
Right.
And my goal was to make $100,000 a year.
Self-trained?
I didn't know anything about digital marketing.
Okay.
But I knew I could sell it.
Yes.
I knew absolutely nothing.
Okay.
So what I would do initially is I would call Auckland, and then I'd do the East Coast of Australia, then I'd do Adelaide, and then I'd finish the day on Perth. And if I get a client, I would then do the account management, the sales, but then I'll do the, or outsource the work overseas initially.
Yes.
Because I had no idea how to do digital marketing.
Yeah.
And once I got enough money, I would bring the work internally.
Yes.
And that business went from zero to a few $1 million within a few months.
Incredible.
Like, it was crazy. I was very lucky. I was there in my underwear in my bedroom cold calling people, and they were just sending me checks.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Do you think cold calling still works? Would it have the same impact?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's tough. And especially with AI now.
Yes.
There's AI cold callers who can do 300, 400 phone calls a day. So could I do what I did now, now? Probably not. No.
Okay.
But I loved making 100 to 200 calls a day. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing to lose.
Yes.
And
yes.
then the business took off, and yeah, the rest is history.
And you still fast though, even though you don't have to sell your lunch?
I do fast, yeah. I do it 1 day a week.
Awesome. So take us through some of the challenges you've been through. It obviously, that startup phase would have been a challenge, but people think that once you make it and you're turning over millions of dollars, that it's all easy after that.
No, it's not. So remember, I had 4 years of pain. So the first 4 years I was living on, I don't know, peanuts and bread. And then after that, when I started making money, it was great.
Yeah.
I was like a kid in a candy shop. I had all this money, but what happened was I went up, and what goes up must eventually come down. So I moved into a corner office, I got complacent, I got lazy, because I thought the money was going to keep rolling in.
Right.
It didn't. And after 3 years of that business, in 2012 or 2011, I didn't have enough money for payroll.
Right.
So I was like, what am I going to do? I had 50 staff, I basically couldn't cover payroll for that week. So I ended up moving out of my corner office. I sacked my entire sales team, sacked a few account managers because people just weren't working.
Yeah.
They were coming in at 10 a.m., leaving at 3, barely doing anything all day. I was like, this all has to change. And it was my fault.
And when people see the money, don't they? They see the gravy train. They
Gravy
think it's
train.
all
And I wasn't
working.
managing these people correctly.
Yeah.
I was in my office doing nothing.
Yeah.
So this is all going to stop. I got rid of all the bad eggs. I came back on the floor, put a headset back on, made sure everyone came on time, left on time, and worked for 8 hours. Like, you give me everything during those 8 hours.
Yes.
And that year, the business tripled in revenue.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, so it just shows you, I know, the harder I work, the luckier I become.
Yes.
It's always my motto. If you put the hard work in, you're going to get results. And that was a very good lesson. So since then, I haven't been as complacent as I was back in 2011.
Incredible. So what would you say your proudest moment has been? I'm sure you've had some highs and lows, but what
Lots of
about some of
lows.
the things,
Lots
what
of
about some of the
lows.
highs? Hopefully you're celebrating some of them.
Yeah, I do celebrate for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I might say, "Ooh, that's great," and then like, "What's next?"
Yeah.
Definitely the highs were working with great people. I know it's so cliche, but without great people, I call them game changers, your business will never grow. I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
Like, great people make a great company.
Absolutely.
It's the most important thing. So when you find a great person, it's like a piece of gold.
Yes.
They're going to make you a fortune. Hold on to them, treat them like royalty, give them what they need to thrive, and they'll stay with you for years. So first of all, the people, and probably the first big win was in 2017 when I sold a business for about 39 million.
Yeah.
And the reason it was such a big win, in 2015, I would have given that business away for free.
God.
Like, I would have said, here's the keys to the office, it's yours.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I had a decent exit with it. So,
Fantastic.
yeah, I know, from a negative comes a positive.
Yes.
And yeah, I was quite happy about that outcome.
So there's obviously lots of learnings along the way. What would you say your top 2 or 3, the biggest things that you've learned, the mistakes that you wouldn't make again? So something that's burnt so hard that you wouldn't do that again.
I still make a lot of mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes with people.
Yeah.
Even though I think I've got it worked out. You hire someone, I'm like, oh, this person's not right. But what I do now is I hire slowly, but I fire quickly.
Yes.
In the first 3 days, if I know they're not going to work out, you're done.
Yeah.
Like,
And that takes a lot of courage. That is a hard thing to do.
It is,
when
but
you've
you've got to have
gone
the
through
conversation
process.
because you're wasting your own money, you're wasting your colleagues' time, you're putting
Yeah.
pressure on the team. And don't delay it for 2 or 3 months. Just
Yes.
make it happen. So definitely recruiting people. I think I've improved, but I'm not great.
Yeah.
What else? Responding to negativity.
Okay.
So if someone was unhappy, who wasn't a customer, but they would just post a comment online, not a customer, but just some random, I would respond. And the problem with that is you feed the beast.
Yes.
You feed the keyboard warriors. But from a negative came a positive. We had someone that was trolling us in 2015. Wasn't a customer, but just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, mate, who are you? He goes, oh, I'm someone who just is a concerned citizen. Anyways, and I ended up starting another business called Removify
Yes.
that removes online content. And I wouldn't have done that business if I didn't have this online troll. And that business is thriving.
And that was a niche in the market that you
It's a
found
niche.
firsthand.
Yeah, I
something
didn't
you
know that you
needed.
could remove online defamatory content
Yeah.
that's false.
Right.
And we found a way to do it.
Yeah.
And then now we can remove fake reviews, images, fake blogs, basically anything.
Incredible.
It's a great business.
So that's a pretty key learning. And have there been supports for you along the way? So is there any mentors that you look up to? Are there family members? Is it peers? Where do you seek support?
Definitely in my late teens and early 20s, my dad was a great supporter.
Yeah.
He was pushing me to do my own business, and he helped me get into business, so definitely my father. As I've gotten older, not one mentor, but so many. Like, I have a coffee with someone and I can learn about their business. I ask them questions like, how do you do this? Like, how did you grow your company to $100 million in revenue? Like, I ask a lot of questions.
Yes.
That's kind of my superpower with people. Like, tell me about your life. And from there, You can learn how they scale companies. So it's not one mentor, it's multiple mentors.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it could be someone in real estate, in tech, it doesn't matter. You can learn. So yeah, that's having a coffee with someone always works.
Incredible. Now, in terms of work-life balance, family, how do you balance all of that? And I know you have a very strict health routine, so tell us how you stay fit and healthy.
As my daughter says, Daddy, it's gym, sauna, ice bath. So they're things I kind of do the most, which is terrible for my daughter to say that. I know, business is very easy to manage. Look at someone like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
How does he do it?
Yeah.
Like I'm a nothing to compare to Elon Musk's businesses. If he can do it, why can't everyone else do it?
Yeah.
It's very easy to manage multiple businesses. The health thing though is a lot of work, as you know.
Oh yeah, and if you're not physically well, you won't be mentally well either. It's all connected, and people forget that.
Correct. But to look after yourself, I'm a bit crazy with it. I do a bit too much. So I might do red light in the morning with an ice bath, with a sauna, with a gym session.
Yeah.
That whole process is 2 hours in the morning.
But do you enjoy it? Is it something you enjoy?
I enjoy it, but it's a time suck.
Okay.
But I get up early.
Yes.
So I might get up at 5 and do that from say 5 till 7.
Okay.
So I'm not wasting the entire day. And in the evening, I might do some more red light, some hydrogen therapy. That's another hour. It is a time suck, but I also feel good.
Yes, and that equates to better work.
I'm a better operator. I'm a better father, and I'm a better husband.
Yes.
Because I rarely get sick, I feel good, and I'm more active.
Fantastic.
Like it's the best.
Yeah, and with travel, you travel a lot. A lot of people get sick when they travel. So do you find you've got good immunity?
Yeah, good question. So every time I travel, I head down to our longevity clinic called Super Young, and I do an IV. And the IV is high dose vitamin C. I do taurine, L-carnitine, and a few others. And I have 2 of them a week.
Okay, that's your secret.
Game changer.
Great.
Improves your skin, your immunity. You just feel amazing. And then I might do the red light bed there and an AirPod as well.
I've heard fantastic things about Super Young.
It's good, but like it's like my country club.
Yes.
I go there, I hang out, I do the IVs, and yeah, like I said, I don't get sick.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today and sharing all of your wisdom. So for anyone who's looking to get fitter, healthier and boost their immunity, check out Super Young. And this is Ticker. We will be right back.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.